working on teas for her. Still was lazy with the packets and just put the letter and DMC code on the bags. I also opened my huge tray. It's a little annoying to hold such a big tray, but at the same time it lets you line up a lot of drills in a row easily for a big multi-placer. Although I can't really get the drills on as straight as I'd like with the big multi-placer. So it is something different though. Got one little rando that decided to join the fun. I have the canvas in a slightly different area, so I can't reach my little garbage bucket. Alright. So my original thought was doing this and complaining about how the days went. Because I've had a day again where everything wants to go wrong. It seems like it's been that way the last few days, and I honestly don't remember walking under a ladder, breaking a mirror or anything like that, but I've been having that kind of luck. Went to move my bearded dragon's cage and clean it out. Broke a door and cracked the side of the cage when I was moving it. Then I took the other door off and went to sit it on the ground, and apparently I was rougher than it could handle and it broke as well. Went to install a baby gate and it was broke. So it's been one of those days where everything is breaking on me or not going right. So the safest thing to do is just sit here and do my diamond painting. It's hard to break a diamond painting, being as it's a canvas and drills. I don't think you could technically break any piece of it. So I also didn't put the little cover sheets on this. I'm just folding the plastic over. Don't normally just fold the plastic over. I also cut this chunk of the plastic off thinking I'd work on a corner first, but nope, I'm chasing the drills across the whole top of it. So. Oh! And there goes the magnet. There we go. She definitely is a lot better canvas than the other ones I worked on. The other ones I worked on were crappy. The drills wouldn't stick, and so it's very nice to be working on this one again. Yeah, working on teas. Actually, because I uncovered half of it, I should put the cover sheet over a piece of it. There we go. So, working on 5-placer on the tees. And there's a lot of them. So there's going to be a lot of just multi-placing, filling in on this background up here before I actually get to the lady down here. I'm hoping she looks as nice finished as she looks right now. Hoping that it's not the print looks nice, but the drills filling it in turns it into something else. Humans, it seems like they have a hard time with humans. The skin color doesn't work correctly, or the drills just kind of make the shape look different or something. humans just kind of seem like a hard one. I did another unboxing, unbagging video of a few not smaller canvases, smaller quantity of canvases I ordered off of Temu because I had been looking for the paintings, and they stretched them. I don't know why. I would have rather them cut down some of it somehow or something, but they stretched it. So the person's face looks way too oval. On one of them it's not so bad, on the other one it is very, very noticeable. Still don't know what I want to do about that. Kind of leaning towards returning the paintings. I really wanted them, but the one is just so stretched. But I really do want them both in the same size, and I don't know how likely I'm going to be able to find them again in the same size for a reasonable price as well. So. Still weird talking to yourself with no reply. It's like, where does the conversation go? Like, there's my update now. Where's the reply to give me something else to continue on with? Everybody else having fun with their paintings? Anyway, I saw a few finishes recently that looked really nice. I have a video I'm uploading, or maybe I already uploaded it, with how I have my paintings sorted, and I'm working on putting a picture in all of my drills and organizing which drawer they're in and updating my list. So that's a lot of work that I have to do for that. Again, I don't mind doing all that work, but I do have a lot to do to organize everything that I've opened on the videos. And then from here on, I probably should try to keep organizing it more regularly instead of just opening everything and then doing it all at once, because that's a lot to do at once. Like I said, these clips that I got seem to work a lot better than the other clips I was using. These ones, which still came from Dollar Tree, but they seem a lot stiffer, so the canvas doesn't seem to slide out as easily as the clamps. That I do actually see quite a few people using these. So I am happier with the change of clamps on here. Also, she seems like she's going to be a pretty quick painting, since it looks like there's quite a bit of color blocking. Her skin's quite color blocked. I mean, there's a slight shadow, but it's still like block the eyes here, then block the J's around here. It's not like switching colors in and out. So she probably is not going to be take too long to complete, even though she is a larger canvas. Says she's a 40 by 55, so I'm assuming she's a 35 by 50, which is actually kind of an odd size. I don't know if I've seen a size where it was a 0 by a 5. I mean, everything normally is like a 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter, or a 30 by 40, or 40 by 70, 40 by 80, 30 by 70. I don't know if I have any other canvases that are a 0 by a 5. So it's kind of interesting thinking about that. Again, like I said, I honestly think multi-placing is slower than just plopping one drill on at at a time quickly. Also, I think if it was laying flat, it'd be way quicker. But my wrist doesn't like going back and forth as much, so for me it works better to just plop them on with a multi-placer and then go through and straighten them with a single placer or anything else. However, as I said in the last one, why do we actually fuss about one specific drill when the canvas is so big? There's no way we're going to know this one's not lined up. Unless it's like a square and they're tightly fit, therefore your other drills are popping or something. You're not really going to notice that gap all too much, especially if the color printed behind it is the same as the circle. So, it's a little weird that we get so finicky on tiny little details on something. You're not supposed to view them close up, but we still kind of want them to look good close up. And that seems like pretty much everybody that does that. I definitely do. If a canvas doesn't look good close up to me, I think it's a bad canvas. But again, they say like, what, 6 feet away from a canvas is like the optimal space away from it? I don't know. Don't know if that's different for diamond paintings than it is for real pictures, and I don't really know that much about art. I know that most art isn't meant to be viewed like right up in your face. You're meant to be far enough back that you can take in the whole scenery at once. I think we got all the... Nope. Oh, that was 4. So I think we got all the 5-place T's out of the way. Now I just got 4 places. Unless I want to go sideways like this. I don't know why I don't like putting drills sideways like this. I feel like I put them more crooked going sideways than I do straight up and down. You guys can't even see this corner. But I don't like going sideways like this. For some reason I feel like I put them more crooked than straight up and down. And these are still the, actually, I put glue dots in them even though they're the multi-placers. And they're the old ones that I was using before the Fox. So they're kind of weak, and now I'm having a problem with picking up the drills. And this canvas is actually taking the drills nicely, so I should probably go through my pens and change out all the... In this case, it's glue, I guess. It's glue dots. I like the glue dots. They seem like they stick better until they're like that one and all dried out, but they seem like they stick better and like you don't have to change them as often as I felt like I was changing the wax, or I tried the tape and that still seemed like I had to change it a lot sooner than I have to with these glue dots in it. So I've been kind of rolling a glue dot up and then putting a few in the pen to line the pen up. And as you can see with that one, if you don't get some of the stick off of it, it seems like it is too sticky. So I like pushing my finger against it a few times, pushing it against my desk or something to just kind of dull the glue on it a little bit. And that way the drills can stick to it nicely, but not too nicely that they don't want to come off onto the canvas. I also still have to work on the video showing all my paintings, which isn't really going to be that hard since the majority of them is in the book. I can just flip through it. It's going to be the larger ones that are more difficult. I have some that are in tubes, I have some that are in cardboard boxes, the larger portfolio, is that what you call it? That I just don't quite have the room to show as well as I would like on camera. I'm gonna have to try to change the whole camera angle or something to make it work how I would like it to work, or take the paintings out of the portfolio, and that would make it quite a bit of work. However, I'm also leery of how the glare is going to work on the pages of the portfolio, since it's like a shiny plastic like the cover of the diamond paintings. So you'll have the cover of the painting, which is shiny, and the cover that the painting is slid into, which is going to make it shiny. So I don't know how well it'd show up on camera if I leave them in the book and flip through them. I have already flipped through some of my books while talking about stuff, and I think that turned out pretty well. I mean, I wasn't really talking about the paintings I was flipping through. I was just flipping through it to have something on screen while I was talking about something else. So I will go back through those paintings. I'm not sure how much detail I want to say when I show all the paintings, or if I just kind of want to show them all and leave it there. People seem to like fast videos where they can kind of just see everything and go on their way. See, I take a lot longer straightening them than I would if I just plopped them on one by one. But again, I actually do it because of my wrist complaining. So I wouldn't diamond paint as much if I did all single placing. The T's are going to take me a while to get done. They have a lot of them. And then the Z doesn't look like it's too much of a different color either. So like I said, and then there's U's and Z's here. Seems like a lot of color blocking for the background. And for the person, there's still a good chunk of color blocking in her as well. The hair, you got lines of colors for it. So none of this, I would say, is all too graffiti. The most graffiti you have is like the bottom of the border, where it's pretty much all black with random specks of other colors thrown in places, and lines of colors thrown in places. If anybody does have anything that they'd like to know how I organize, or where I got any of the paintings or anything, you can ask. I can try to get some of the information for you. Can't guarantee how much I have, but I, like I said, do have quite a bit of it. So. It's hard to stop diamond painting, isn't it? You put the drills on, and then you put the drills on again, and then you go put the drills on again. Actually, I was going to end the video and I keep talking. It's actually kind of funny. I watched diamond painting for quite a while, and now the dog's crying. I watched diamond painting for quite a while before I started diamond painting. And while I was watching it, it's like, why would anybody ever want to diamond paint? Why does anybody ever want to sit here and paste a tiny little piece of plastic to a canvas repeatedly, the exact same thing over and over? What's the point in that? Why do that? It seems boring as hell. And like, I didn't mind watching it though, but it's like, wouldn't you get annoyed doing the same thing repeatedly so many times? Like, you're doing it thousands, hundreds of thousands of times. But when I finally decided to try it, it's like, oh hey, this is nice, this is relaxing. Why do I like this? Because I don't like repetitive stuff. But at the same time, diamond painting's one of the few things that I do like, that I can sit still and just do this without thinking. Why does it work? I don't know. I still am one of the ones that says, what's the point of it? Why do you like doing it? Even though I like doing it. So if anybody else is like me, it's like, why would you want to sit there and glue thousands of dots to a canvas? I don't know. Give it a try. For some reason, it honestly is calming and mind-numbing more than anything else I've tried. Walking, my brain likes to overthink still. Sewing, my brain still likes to overthink. Diamond painting is actually the most calming and relaxing and least thinking of anything. I tried the paint by numbers I had, and that just seems like a, I gotta stay in the line, I gotta stay in the line, yike. Whereas this, it's just, if they're a little crooked, you can slightly move them, you know? You don't have that, I painted over the line, it's permanent to it. So, why is it calming? Why does it help? I don't know, but it does. It definitely does. So it's worth a try, especially considering you can get a canvas for a few bucks. And it comes with the tools you need to work on it if you want. However, I will say I never started with the starting tools. So, I don't know. You could try starting with the starting tools. I mean, you can buy a canvas for like $2-3 for a small one, have the tools, the tray, everything you need, give it a shot. But if it's like the way the pen feels in your hand, or not having the light board behind it or a light over it, if those are the issues, then you can try to upgrade before just saying the task isn't for you. Because I started with a light pad and with better tools and bigger trays. I never used the green tray that came with a painting. I bought a set on Amazon that had the stand with a few larger trays. Not really large, but larger than the green boats that they come with. A few multi-placers and stuff like that. So I did start with a slightly upgraded kit and not have to worry about the little tools and the small boat where you can't straighten as much out. Again, this is crazy big, but I've always used boats more this size, or the green apple, which I have some papers in. But the green apple, there's a blue one that your pen can snap into on the side. I broke the snap hooks off because that's for the standard pen that comes with your kits. And again, my pens are thicker than that. So I broke the snap hooks off, sanded it down so it was smooth, and used that tray because it had deeper walls and was a bigger tray. I don't know how anybody uses the small green trays. For me, they're as somebody has said, they tip way too easily. They're not as stable. They're just too small to sort enough drills in my opinion. And yet, I found out my mom's still using the original trays that come with the painting. It's like, wait, you haven't used another tray? Apparently not. And that surprises me because she got the same set I got with the stand and everything else. So she does have better trays she could try, and apparently she's just never tried them. Obviously, it's one of those things where everybody's different, and something works for one person doesn't mean it works for the other person. So you kind of do it how you like to do it. I mean, they even have rulers that you can get so you can put these drills on perfectly straight. I've seen people that have videos saying that they used like a credit card around the edge to line everything up where it's not sticking over the edge or something. It's just like, yeah, no, that seems like work. If they're a little crooked, again, are you really going to notice at the end? At the same time, I understand a little OCD about it, and if you're too OCD, I don't know if this is kind of the thing you want to do if you're going to think about every drill being perfect. Which is part of why most people don't like the canvases with the training wheels or dummy circles. Because you can tell they're there if you're not perfect. And who really wants to be perfect at this? You just want to hang out, not have to worry about anything, and plop a few little circles onto a painting. And if you can tell, that's one thing I really do need to get is the that little plastic button they have to go over the button so you can't accidentally touch it. I always accidentally touch it and turn the light up higher, and then I have to just like cycle through it. Or maybe a light pad where the button's on the cord. But again, those seem to be bigger, more expensive light pads, and I'm just using a cheap light pad. I also don't want a bigger one because this, again, fits kind of perfectly under my monitor, which is right behind this. So I like to be able to watch my computer and do this at the same time. Okay, I think that's everything I'm gonna say, and I'm switching to three-placing the T's. So probably get the T's all done on the painting and then possibly put it up. Who knows? So let me know what painting you guys are doing and how your painting's going. Hopefully it's a nice painting like this and not a bad one like my previous two.